crisis.
This is a real serious disaster.
And this one may have a greater impact than anything that has ever happened before.
Its severity cannot be underestimated.
We have lost our pride.
It is a state of emergency.
What does the word stereotype mean to you?
Judging people by what they look like and their ethnicity and their culture.
I think stereotype is when someone just looks at you and starts judging you without even knowing who you are.
What does the word stereotype mean to you?
Corrective.
When you judge people on what they look like and how they dress and how they want to be individual and the colour of their hair and basically just their appearance.
Do you think anyone's ever stereotyped you?
Yes, I get stereotyped all the time because I'm really tall, so people think I'm threatening, which many people think I am. And of how I dress, they think that some people say that I'm really snobbish of how I dress, but you just got to dress well.
What do people think? They look at me. Wow, that's a very difficult question.
I hope that they see past the bit of hair dye and the piercing.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
So, can you tell me how you feel about Black stereotypes today?
I don't know, negatively, I guess. I mean, that's how everyone feels. But I think people are becoming a little bit more aware that you can't be too affected by those stereotypes. And there are always going to be people who are going to deviate from that norm that you perceive.
How do you feel racial stereotypes affect people today?
Well, in my opinion, they drop self-esteem. And with media also being around, it makes it worse when people don't feel as great about themselves as they could. And it just makes life worse for people.
How do you feel racial stereotypes affect people today?
Well, there are several different effects it can have. There are comedic stereotypes, which is just noticing our differences and laughing about them. But sometimes they can get out of hand. Like things that may seem absurd have actually, to some people, become believable, such as the stereotype of all Muslims are terrorists. I mean, that's absolutely absurd, and it is sometimes used as a comedic stereotype. But there are times where it gets out of hand, and people are actually believing that Muslim equals terrorist, even though they might not even necessarily know anything about the Muslim religion. And so they will assume, oh, anybody who's brown is therefore a Muslim, anybody who's Muslim is therefore a terrorist. And then they do all of these, there are protests against mosques being built and just a lot of disrespect over something that probably could have just been a comedic stereotype to begin with.
Stereotypes in general surround us. The media is engrossed with them. They are a huge part of our society and a huge part of how we see other people. Some people have their prejudices and don't even know it. Walking down the street, you may switch to the other side because a person of a race that you are uncomfortable with is walking towards you. There's people who feel uncomfortable sharing a seat on a transit bus or uncomfortable with being accompanied by people of a certain race on an elevator. You may not even realize it yourself, but a lot of the time you may think or do or say things that are racist. Whether it has to do with you giving them a dirty look, you being surprised at something they say that doesn't fit how you think they should talk or should fit what they're interested in. A lot of people are knowingly prejudiced, stereotypical, and racist. And the only way we can change how society views race is if we change how we view race. People make up a huge part of culture. As people, we bring with us ideas, dreams for the future, creativity, and culture. And if we also bring with us acceptance and choose to inform people to decrease ignorance, we can change a lot. And who knows? Maybe we might not see so many negative things in the media and so many inaccurate stereotypes about us and about people we know and people we love. Or maybe even family members. I mean, nowadays, people are interracial. You have interracial couples. You have children who can fit within two cultures or even more. It's amazing what happens when we accept each other, and it's even more amazing how we can change society if we learn to get rid of stereotypical thinking.
Oh, no, no. Doggy out.
What?
Out, afuera.
I live here.
No, no, afuera.
But look, I'm trying.
Hola?
Yes, could you please put Brian back on?
No, doggy afuera.
You're the new housekeeper, aren't you?
See,
Listen, I don't want to point fingers, but I'm missing about $1,000 in play money.
I take.
What, you took it?
See,
Well, give it back.
come get, bitch.
On your marks, get set, white guys, go!
I have high hopes for this. I had a Cliff Bar before we started.
Everybody else!
Phew, thought they were coming after us.
I'm your supervisor.
Meg, I promise I'll do better at this job than I did on the SATs. Come on. Do math.